So today we have an explosive interview from an employee of an authorised Rolex dealer that has made contact with me to express their anger and indeed their frustration with the job and their bosses as they sensationally expose some of the goings on that usually us mere watch mortals will never get to hear about. That's all coming up right after this message from one of my trusted dealers. Welcome back, watch people. Now, for obvious reasons, I can't name the authorised dealer concerned here, and I've had to remove certain paragraphs from the email and change names, or at least omit some names. But what I can tell you is about the employee's frustrations that he has asked me to make public through this channel. And I think the best way for me to approach this, and the fairest way, is simply to read out the important paragraphs word for word for your interest and consideration. And he starts off by saying, there seems to be a distinct lack of diversity within the management team, which leads to the promotion of the wrong colleagues because they fit into a certain category. I'm not quite sure what that means, to be fair. This does not seem to be very inclusive when you have the alternative to promote hard-working colleagues with far more experience. And he continues, it's great to be able to work for a company that values its employees and being able to have the opportunity to progress. However, it seems that promotion of the wrong colleagues continues, which leads to his next point. The high turnover of staff is a major concern. He says, supposedly we were a business who invested in staff, and now we struggle to maintain even a basic count to operate the showroom. A general manager has been employed during a time with extensive staff turnover. The poor traits include, but are not limited to, manipulative attitudes and micromanagement. Some colleagues are not pulled up on issues due to their status with management, and certain issues are being swept under the carpet. This makes colleagues very uncomfortable, and allegations have not been looked into regarding bribery amongst general managers and certain colleagues. Gift cards have been handed out like sweets in the showroom. His next point regards salaries. The salaries are no longer reflective of the business today. Colleagues are requested to make a minimum number of activities as a box-ticking exercise, and upselling services or goods is forced upon clients. And he continues, for my current salary, it will be more beneficial to work in a supermarket instead of a micromanaged environment that does not value their staff. Benefits such as commission are completely pointless, especially since the introduction of the new structure, which is impossible to achieve. With the reduction of Rolex Patek Philippe sales, there is no way to achieve the margin targets. We are effectively working for our basic salaries. The industry has moved on, with salaries being offered by competitors being far more attractive. He then cites lack of support. The staff are not supported and constantly being advised that management are not available, and when points are raised by the team, it is squashed immediately by the management. He goes on to say, in particular, Patek Philippe and Rolex have raised concerns with our staffing. Patek have mentioned that our business is not reflective of theirs. Also, the constant shift in management and staff has been noticed, with Patek Philippe reducing the business agencies to our showroom, and it's only the beginning. Rolex will most likely follow alongside the other partners. The teams are overworked and underpaid. Last year, a colleague sold a big quantity of AP pieces to the same client on the same day and resigned immediately after that because he probably got a better compensation from the client himself than the business that is supposed to look after us. Last week, a Rolex colleague did exactly the same thing, went to the safe, grabbed a good quantity, sold them all to the same client and resigned immediately afterwards. This is the extent of how fed up some of us are, and some of us have worked for this company for years and we get absolutely nothing in return. Besides, a very poor commission system, and we only get commission for what we sell if the showroom hits its target. Once they see we are closing in on this target, they increase it purposely so they don't have to pay. I did give them the opportunity to carry out an investigation before I decided to go public, but as you might guess, these concerns were not addressed in any way whatsoever. And that's really where it ends. But now, to be fair, of course, this is only one side of the story. And look, I can't personally guarantee or verify that any of the above is an accurate and true reflection of what this particular person alleges. But there is a familiar pattern and theme occurring here. I talk to a number of authorised dealer employees who watch my channel and tell me in private what's going on, and they often voice similar concerns. The standout for me are the claims of bribery, and they appear to have been a common theme in recent years. This, of course, is not the fault necessarily of the authorised dealer or the company themselves, more the actions of the individuals that they've had the unfortunate circumstance to employ in the first place. But the question is, are Rolex doing enough to stop these shenanigans and root out these people at the very base of the business, whilst ensuring their stock is sold and distributed more fairly to the average everyday watch buying public? Now, of course, as always, I'm interested to hear what you think, and as always, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll speak again soon.